We are prepared to begin this morning's meeting, general session, final general session of 2020, December 15th, 2020. For those of you, as a reminder, for those of you that are, this is a public meeting and it's being recorded, so we kindly ask that everybody please maintain a level of decorum as though this were a public meeting in person. For those of you that are calling in by cell phone, if you could please remember to mute your phone by pressing *6. We will begin this morning's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Boyce.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner.
Commissioner O'Grady, if I may,
Yes.
before you begin, we have a number of folks on the call this morning. I would just kindly ask for those of you that are not yet speaking to please leave your videos turned off. It allows the commissioners to be able to focus on who is speaking. So thank you.
Thank you, Dean. That would be helpful. So along with muting your phone or muting yourselves, if you could also mute your video, that would be helpful.
And John, I'd just like to say I'll be getting off of general session after the treasurer's resolutions. I've got a personal thing that I need to take care of. And so I will be getting off of general session after treasurer's resolutions.
All right, great. Well, we'll try to get there as quickly as we can then so that you can
Thank you.
take care of that. So I need a motion for the approval of the minutes of October 27th, 2020, the general session, the December 10th, 2020 briefing session, the December 7th and December 9th, 2020 administrative briefings.
So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
The minutes have been approved.
All right, if we're going to move to the Board of Commissioners, before we do, I'm not going to belabor this. I just want to very quickly say that, and I'm not going to do a year-end wrap-up or anything of that nature. I just want to make sure that the folks that are on this morning's call and the public understands that while 2020 has been a tremendously stressful year for a lot of reasons, certainly has been a year where the finances of Franklin County have been challenged, and the Office of Management and Budget and our administrative team have been very strained and stressed, and talents have been put to very much of a test this year. Franklin County has been for a long time, has been very, very well managed financially. This year, our team has been put to the test, and they have risen to the occasion once again. And while this has been a very difficult year, and while we are going through a very difficult financial time, as are our colleagues in counties throughout the state and throughout the country, and families throughout Central Ohio are finding this time very difficult. More people using the resources of all of the agencies that we partner with throughout Franklin County, including our own agencies, sometimes for the first time. We are faced with an economic downturn that we haven't been faced with in 10, 12 years. And this may be more difficult than that. Our team has done a fantastic job. The county's finances are in pretty good shape and in good hands. And I know that during our budget hearings, they made great presentations, and I'm sure you're going to hear from both our budget director, Zach Telerik, and from Ken Wilson this morning. I'll allow for my colleagues, Commissioners Brown and Boyce, to say a few words. This is a time, once again, where our team has done a fantastic job, and they've really stepped up. And we're very proud of the work that they've done. So Franklin County again is well positioned, and we're a leader in not only the state but one of the leaders in the country. And in the way that our team has shown the great leadership and great management of the taxpayers' resources. So, Commissioner Brown, Commissioner Boyce, if you'd like to say a few words.
I would just like to thank everybody in the county who's worked on the budget. This has been, as John said, an unprecedented year, and we've got lots going on, and next year is not going to be much different. I think we're going to have challenges again, but I think we are in a good position because we know how to budget and know how to budget in a very, very much a way that we take care of what we need to do. And most important, we take care of our residents first. And that's first and foremost in all of our budgeting decisions. And that's what matters. And as we look to the future, we're always going to look at our residents first and their needs, and how we manage with great intent on how we look to the resources at hand, and we manage very much conservatively, and we've done well, and we've got a great team. So I want to thank everybody.
I'll just add, thanks, Commissioner O'Grady and Commissioner Brown. I mean, I think that that you all have said it all very well. I only add a couple of other points. The recommendations from the administration include a 2.5% reduction across the board. We're maintaining what I think is a very strong level of commitment with regards to our human services, which is a core county service delivery. And I believe that the actions that we've taken with regards to protecting our rainy day fund and the way we're using reserve resources or limited resources, I believe that these are prudent measures with regards to our bond ratings. And when you couple those things, those three things together, when you put all those things together, I think you've got a very sound budget put forward. I think, Commissioner O'Grady, you said it well. This year is none like any other. And the considerations that we've had to make as commissioners in this administration are core to what is going on right now. They're central to the needs that we have right now. The one caveat that I will seed plant in the adoption of this budget is that we don't know what next year will look like. While vaccines are being delivered as we speak across the country, and hopefully the end of this pandemic is near, the economic downturn will last for quite some time. And we just don't know what that means for 2021 until we get to 2021. And so I want to just caution our viewers and the public that while these are actions that we've taken to address the immediate challenges that we face in 2020, and we're estimating and guessing of what 2021 will look like because we don't know, we may come back with other measures at some point. And I just want to prepare the public for that kind of conversation because we just don't know what the economy will look like in 2021. That being said, I'll just close by saying that one of the things I love about being a part of Franklin County is the committed, dedicated people who wake up every day and work to serve the residents of Franklin County. And I've seen it like I've never seen it before in 2020, from the pulling my car in under the docks and at the docks and seeing the boxes and boxes of PPP, being delivered and being distributed to community organizations and churches and community centers and everyday people, from the boxes and boxes of hand sanitizers that we were able to distribute, and all of the things that that to me were part of just working through the challenges of this year. And so I really feel good about 2021. I really feel hopeful about 2021. I'm enthusiastic about 2021 because it really showed the resilience, not just of our residents, but the people who work for Franklin County serving those residents. And to all of you that are out there watching or listening, I know I speak on behalf of my colleagues when I say thank you.
Yes. Appreciate it, guys. Great way to wrap up the year here. So let's go to the board of commissioners and our budget resolution. Dean?
Resolution number 878-20, resolution authorizing the annual appropriation measure for fiscal year 2021.
Thank you, Commissioners. Zach Telerik with the Franklin County Office of Management and Budget. The first two resolutions would authorize the 2021 appropriation measure for Franklin County. Under the direction of the County Administrator, the Office of Management and Budget has put together this $1.8 billion budget for the 35 agencies under the budgetary authority of the Commissioners. The proposed budget for the general fund is $493 million, which is $18 million or 3.6% less than the 2020 projected expenditures. The decreases in general fund appropriations from the 2020 projections are primarily attributed to reductions in salaries associated with the 27th of pay that occurred in 2020, along with a number of COVID-19 response grants supported with federal CARES Act funding. As a result of this federal support, the county was able to avoid a significant drawdown of general fund reserves during 2020. Over $40 million of 2020 projected expenditures will be supported from the Coronavirus Relief Fund. With the loss of this federal support after the end of the year, the general fund revenue is expected to be $461 million, which reflects a 9.9% decrease compared to 2020 projections. The main sources of revenue in the general fund is the sales tax, which comprises nearly 2/3 of revenue. At $303.5 million, the estimate for 2021 is $10.5 million less than what was included in the 2020 appropriation measure approved last December. Based on sales tax actuals that we received yesterday, the $303.5 million will be relatively flat compared to what we actually received this year. While the general fund ending cash balance will dip in 2021 by approximately $32 million, this drawdown will be from cash reserves saved from prior years. As an indication of the county's fiscal strength, as was mentioned earlier, the county's rainy day fund balance will remain at $62.5 million, and the cash balance in the general fund is projected to be at 37.5% of expenditures at the end of 2021. This keeps the cash balance among the highest levels of other counties rated AAA by Moody's and Standard & Poor's. The increase of $1 million in the proposed budget between the recommended budget that was presented last month is related to the carryover into next year of various expenditures anticipated for 2020. For the all funds budget, additional changes from the recommended budget include $1.9 million in carryover expenditures for Adam H., $2.6 million for emergency management and homeland security for the expansion of the county's mission critical digital radio system that will be briefed later this morning, $217,000 for justice policy and programs related to the recently awarded comprehensive opioid, stimulant, and substance abuse program grant, and an additional position in job and family services to support the family stabilization unit. Before turning to the county administrator for a few words, I would like to thank the staff of the Office of Management and Budget for all of their efforts in preparing this budget, as well as the fiscal staff at each of the agencies for working with OMB during this year's process.
Okay.
Mr. Wilson, you're muted, sir.
Thanks, Director Telerik, Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. The proposed budget continues the county on a long-range course that is solid. But as has been stated, the COVID-19 pandemic has indeed tested the county's fiscal strength and sustainability. But through your leadership and decisive action going all the way back to March the 12th, when you authorized actions to be taken to protect the health, safety, and welfare of residents of Franklin County, and in working with our elected officials, the court, and agency partners, we were able to keep the business of county government open for agencies and our residents. I think as we continue to move forward, that is one of the things that I, as administrator, is most proud of, is all of our county employees. Through their dedication and commitment to our residents, we have never, we've modified our operations to adjust to this public health emergency, but we never closed. And the 2021 budget also aligns with the goals set out in the Rise Together blueprint for reducing poverty. And through this board's commitment to a series of immediate action steps identified in the blueprint, and beginning with the training and a community discussion on the role of race and racism and poverty, and an internal review of county policies, leadership in action has been stressed from the day the blueprint was introduced to the public. And I think that's extremely important. You all, as a board, has stressed that through action is the way we need to respond throughout this pandemic, and not losing focus of our core principles as outlined through a lot of our efforts. I would like to thank the director of the Office of Management and Budget and his entire dedicated team that I know who you are. You are the true champions during each annual budget cycle. I would like to acknowledge, the unsung heroes during the days of the pandemic who have been there performing all sorts of tasks. It's provided a new definition to other duties as assigned within the Office of Management and Budget and all throughout county government. One individual that has been here in the office, hasn't been, many people here in county administration and OMB, fortunately, physically in the office, but one individual that is one of those true unsung heroes willing to do whatever it takes for the residents of Franklin County is Gary Collins. He's not here in the office with us physically, as he has been so many days during the pandemic, but his presence is missed in the closing days of the year. But I know that he will be back with us, and he's going to have a new title beyond the pandemic, and that's going to be the head PPE administrator, because he was the person that handled all of the logistics when we started in this pandemic, whether it was thermometers, whether it was masks, whether it was hand sanitizer, whether we need to have some delivered to community organizations, our nonprofit partners. He was really someone willing to do everything, pick up the mail and deliver it to each of the commissioner's offices. I mean, this guy did everything. So I wanted to acknowledge his efforts, his special efforts during this time. And I hope he's able to be watching this right now, because he's the kind of guy that I give a hard time more than I give credit to as administrator. So I want him to feel a special appreciation from me of his efforts and his importance to our team. So thank you very much, commissioners, for all of your leadership during these challenging times we face today, and we're going to continue to face together.
Well, Ken, there's no question we miss Gary around, and he is the guy who would go the extra mile. Not only does he do a great job at his job every day, but more times than I can remember, he would show up at my house with documents to be signed, masks, just delivering masks to my house when the county finally got our masks. He showed up and delivered things just because he was headed this way, and it was no problem for him. And just a great guy, and we certainly miss him. And so, following along with him, and certainly glad that he's doing well. So we appreciate you bringing him up today, and we're all keeping him in our thoughts. So thank you.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I was saying, pending any questions, I would respectfully and humbly recommend passage of the 2021 appropriations measure.
If there are no questions or other comments, I'll move for passage of 87820.
Second is,
It looks like Commissioner Boyce has actually lost his connection to our.
yeah, this is kind of an important resolution for Commissioner Boyce to be voting on. He was in his car. I think we must have lost him, but we certainly, and I know he can't vote on the next, he was going to abstain on the next.
I thought it was these four that were,
Well, he can't, he's not going to abstain on the budget. But I think he needs to abstain on the treasurer and the 879, 880
In 881.
and 881. So why don't we pass those three and somebody try to reach out to him and see if we can get him
okay,
for
so let's hold this.
878. Why don't we hold off on 8?
He is trying to log back in, Commissioner. So if you
Okay,
move
All
forward
right, well,
to,
we want to go ahead and do 879 while he's
do
logging back in.
87920.
I'm here.
Oh,
Can you
there
hear
he
me
is.
now? Can you hear
Okay,
me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can
so
hear you.
we moved and seconded.
We moved and seconded the budget 878, Commissioner Boyce.
Okay, I'm ready for the vote then.
moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes,
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 878-20 has been adopted.
great.
Great. Great work, team.
Absolutely.
Great work, team. All right, now to 879.
Resolution number 879-20, resolution authorizing the annual appropriation measure for the treasurer and clerk of courts for fiscal year 2021.
And Commissioner, similar to this, the previous resolution, this would just allow for the abstention for those two agencies as part of the 2021 appropriation measure. Pending any questions, would ask for approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move for passage of 87920.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes,
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 879-20 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention. Resolution number, Commissioner.
I'm sorry, on to the treasurer.
Resolution 880-20. Resolution authorizing an extension contract with U.S. Bank for banking services provided to the Franklin County Treasurer's Office. Mr. Reese, are you still on, sir?
He's muted.
See if I can find him.
I see his name there, but his video and audio are muted. There he is.
Hello.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners.
morning.
I am presenting on behalf of the Treasurer's Office this morning. Our first resolution, Resolution 880-20, is a resolution authorizing an extension contract with U.S. Bank for banking services. The current contract with the county's banking institution ends on December 31st, 2020. The county advertised a request for proposals this October in accordance with Ohio Revised Code. The proposals received are currently under review by Treasurer Sherbrooke Sullivan's review team. This resolution will allow continuation of banking services under the county's current banking services provider until the review process is complete, thus allowing a seamless transition once the proposals are completely reviewed. This resolution is offered at no additional cost to what has already been budgeted for our banking services. Are there any questions?
If there are no questions or comments, I'll move for approval of 880-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes,
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 880-20 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention. Resolution number 881-20. Resolution authorizing two extension agreements with Fifth Third Bank for lockbox and e-lockbox services provided to the Franklin County Treasurer's Office.
The second resolution, Commissioners, the current contract with the Treasurer's current lockbox provider ended on December 9th, 2020. This resolution is offered at no additional cost to what has already been budgeted for lockbox services. This will allow another smooth collection process for first half property tax collection in January 2021. Are there any questions?
Anybody have any questions?
Oh,
I will move for approval of 881-20.
second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 881-20 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Commissioners.
All right, so let's move on to, let's see where we were now. Let's move on to see, Dean, how easy it is for me to lose my place. Let's move back onto the Board of Commissioners again.
Resolution number 882-20. Resolution reconciling 2020 appropriations to align with projected ending revenues and the amended certificate of estimated resources.
Good morning again, Commissioners. Zach Talerick with the Office of Management and Budget. This is our annual resolution reviewing appropriations to make sure the appropriations are in line with the anticipated actual resources at the end of the year. This year, the resolution would reduce appropriations in 13 funds by a total of $14.5 million. This is primarily related to, excuse me, this is primarily related to funds using federal grants due to a timing of receipts for these reductions. The resolution also includes other appropriation adjustments for the proper accounting of expenditures, such as making sure expenditures are classified from material services to capital outlays. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, should I take over from here?
Yes.
Move for passage of 882-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 882-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 883-20. Resolution authorizing transfers to various operating, reserve, and capital funds.
Commissioners, as part of our year-end resolutions, this resolution would authorize various transfers for operating purposes, such as the $2 million contribution from the general fund to the Affordable and Emergency Housing Fund, $1.5 million to Job and Family Services for additional subsidy, as well as for various capital funds, including $1 million for the Fleet Capital Fund for the purchase of replacement vehicles next year, $2.5 million to the Board of Elections Capital Fund for the replacement of their voter registration system, as well as to prepare for the replacement of poll pads, as well as $2.5 million to the Sheriff Capital Fund for the replacement of the CAD system, and to set aside funds for the future purchase of body cameras. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
Hey, Zach, thanks, Commissioner O'Grady. Could you mind if I ask a
Please.
question here?
Please.
On the Board of Elections, and I know you may not have the answer to this, and I don't know if there's someone here from the Board of Elections, but do we have any feedback on if we're doing poll pads? Do we have any feedback on the issue that came up during this past election with regards to ballots that were mailed out? Do we know if there's any resolve? And I know these aren't really connected, but I just wanted to put it out there that we're still waiting and watching that. So I know you may not be able to answer that, Director Talerick, but I don't know if there's someone from BOE on here or not.
Commissioner Boyce, we had two issues there. We not only had the resolution on the ballots that we're looking for some answers on the resolution of the ballots that were mailed incorrectly, but we also had the last minute poll pad problem.
Right. That's what made me think of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, Administrator Wilson, do you have any feedback here? I guess my thoughts are here. I'm supportive of the resolution. We've got to do this. This is more technical work here, but I hope Commissioner Gray joins me on this. But I we do expect some kind of response from the Board of Elections with regards to those two items that Commissioner Grady just laid out. And, given that we're, given them the benefit of the doubt and passing this, making these changes, we want answers still.
Well, and we don't want it lost in the fact that Director Leonard has now left the Board of Elections and moved to the prosecutor's office. I understand that, but we, whether it's going through the board, or going through Deputy Director Payne, we still, just because the director is gone doesn't mean we don't want our answers to these questions.
It's Kenneth Wilson, Administrator. Yeah, the board has been clear to the Board of Elections that an after election review, audit, or looking at some of these issues would be something that would be expected, and will certainly anticipate that review would need to happen when we talk about the replacement of the electric pole pads, for example, because the reason why we went to paper the morning of the election was associated with the inability to manage the amount of data that was associated with unprecedented voting activity. And we, as the largest county in the state that's going to continue to grow, we need to be able to ensure that those things don't happen, because we can only anticipate continued high voter participation. So we want to be able to manage that.
Well, and there's no precedent here for holding their budget up before answers to questions. I mean, it's not like we haven't done it in the past. We've done it for years.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Commissioner O'Grady. To be honest with you, I just think that, again, we need answers, and I hope that the vendor that they're buying the new pole pads from, has evaluated the data issue. I mean, we're only going to grow as a county. We're only going to get larger. It's only going to be more of a data issue as things become more electronic. And I mean, this is just not an issue that we should discover on election day, of maybe the, greatest turnout we've seen in decades and decades. So I hope you can get us something from the board and maybe invite them here or to a briefing of some sort. I don't know, but we need answers.
The Board of Elections is working with the CIO for the data center, and he has reported that he has received a document from the outgoing director of the Board of Elections, and he has that document under review, and with the intention to it coming to the Board of Commissioners soon. CIO Adam Frumpkins just shared that information with me.
Well, it's thank you, Administrator. It's good to know that we have that document. It's certainly in keeping with Director Leonard's, Director Leonard's actions that he would nature. That sounds like him. But at the same time, as they are reviewing and interviewing candidates for his replacement, this seems like a very good time for them to review what happened in the previous election with those two. Look, I mean, largely it was a pretty successful situation. I mean, they passed a record number of voters through that place. They did I was up there quite a bit, and they did a pretty amazing job. But those were two major issues that they had. And so one would think that they would, not only would they need to answer our questions as relates to how that happened, answer the public's questions as to how and why those things happened, but they would want to do a review of the situation to figure out how and why those things happened, to avoid those things happening in the future, above and beyond, the fact that we have questions about why that stuff happened. So
additionally, a memo is being prepared for county administration and the commissioners on what next steps will be taken and how the data center intends to take a more active role going forward in elections technology.
All right. On the same resolution, different topic. Director Telerik, also included in these dollars are some monies that we're setting aside to prepare for the purchase of body cameras for the sheriff. These are dollars, obviously, that would be transferred into the sheriff's budget so that for the sheriff to be able to purchase body cameras, correct? And this is just an estimated amount of money because we have not yet identified the system to be purchased, the cameras to be purchased. And, you know, I mean, we're not finished with the due diligence. They're not finished with the due diligence necessary to make the purchase. And just knowing and understanding in general what is going to be needed. This was an estimated amount of money to be set aside to make sure that there are dollars there for the purchase of those cameras, correct?
That is correct, Commissioner. And at this point, there still is no budgeted appropriations to purchase. The Sheriff's Office would have to come back after they do that due diligence and review what body cameras to be purchased. So
And
this is just to be prepared for that.
I'm not looking for a definite on this. It's on them to come up with. But have they given any indication as to what kind of a time frame they might be working with?
I do not have a time frame yet in terms of the implementation on that, but we can follow up with that and get back to you.
Understood. Obviously we're interested, but I'm sure that the community's interested as well.
I mean, we're doing our part as the Board of Commissioners
That's right.
by setting the money aside for the preparation of the purchase. It's really in the sheriff's court, and we will encourage them and push them. I don't want to speak for the board, but certainly I will encourage them and push them to make the purchase in an expeditious manner. And so I will just say this, though, you know, for those who see us taking this action, set this money aside, quite a bit of your tax dollars go towards public safety, and particularly the sheriff's office, which is the correctional facility that we're building. So in addition to the normal cost of the sheriff running, now we built this new facility that is probably pushing at, you know, I don't know, 400 million now, somewhere 350 million, something like that.
365-ish. Yeah.
Yeah. Give or take a billion or two, whatever. But the point is that, you know, substantial resources are invested in these things, and these are things that take away from other things because this is a priority and important. And so I think the action of setting aside the dollars, you know, we've all, I think, been supportive of body cameras for a long time.
Yeah.
And so it's not our job. We don't have the authority to just force the sheriff to have them. Only thing we can do is put the money on the table to say it's here and available. We can't, as I think Director Telerik said, you know, they've got to, you know, then do their budget and, you know, and do their process, whatever that is. And I talked about the policy earlier. So still quite a ways to go, but the BOC, the Board of Commissioners, we're doing our part by setting the money aside and being ready when they are to purchase them.
And Commissioner, to that end, spoke with the reporter from the Washington Post last night, and she asked why we don't have body cameras yet. And I gave her my thoughts on that. One was, you know, first and foremost, you know, the sheriff brought this to us, and when the sheriff brought this to us, you know, last year, you know, we were immediately supportive. I know I was supportive. I know you were supportive. To the best of my knowledge, Commissioner Brown was immediately supportive, as is county administration, county budget office. Everybody on our end has been immediately supportive, and we have immediately gone to work with the sheriff and his team to begin vetting this situation and costing it out and doing the work necessary to make sure that we have a system in place. And so we've always expected that we would have a system in place as soon as we possibly could. And so the dollars are now being transferred, and we expect that this will be taken care of in short order. Secondarily, as I explained to the reporter last night, we don't have the Franklin County Sheriff's Office doesn't have a patrol division that's anywhere near the size of CPD. Our patrol division is considerably smaller. CPD has the vast majority of Franklin County that they patrol, and each of the suburban municipalities has their own, most of them have their own, if not all of them, have their own police departments that have patrol divisions. And Franklin County is a supplement to all of that. And so our patrol division for Franklin County is a much smaller entity. The idea of body cameras didn't come up until earlier this year. And when it did, we immediately said, yes, body cameras. And so we've been pursuing it since then. It's just not a, hey, let's go to the camera store and buy some cameras. It's a major undertaking. You've got to figure out, not only the upfront cost of purchasing the cameras, but then you have to have storage. And you well know, more about, Commissioner Boyce knows more about body cameras than any of us do because of his work in the legislature. And so it's not a simple thing. You have to do the work. It's a major IT purchase. And it's going to take not only the purchase, but then the staffing and the maintenance and the storage. And so staff is working on this. We expect that they'll have answers for us soon. The money is there to be transferred into the sheriff's budget, and we expect that this will be something that's taken care of sometime in 2021 or hopefully early 2021.
Commissioner O'Grady, another question for perhaps Commissioner Wilson, and that's on this budget amount. Is this sort of the anticipation of just the cameras? Because it's been my experience with body cameras, the technology today, the uniforms also may have to be adjusted to host the camera, and so there may be a cost associated there. And then does it include, the data storage and the cloud storage and whatnot that's needed, repair, backup, cameras, they malfunction, they get broken, there's a very, and then finally the training that goes into use of them. And so does this include that? Or are we just pretty much, this is the basic cost and we'll, get to some of that as we go?
Commissioner Boyce, President O'Grady, the estimated transfer here into the sheriff's capital fund is based upon two informal estimates / quotes that were obtained by the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. So certainly when we get into the details, we may have to tweak the amount necessary because as you stated, the policy is very important because the procurement of the camera and putting the camera on a uniform is not the end of the story. You got to have a policy and they have to be used appropriately and the public have confidence in the process that has been set up for their use. And it's going to involve, prosecutor's office, certainly, I'm sure, because they represent us, our men and women in patrol when they're out in the field. So we want to make sure that we do it right. But because we put a great emphasis on planning, that's why we're bringing before for your consideration this transfer so that the money is there based on a reasonable estimate of how much we believe it can cost. There's also been some conversations about maybe there's a collective contracting opportunity through cooperative purchasing to maybe leverage the cost that, for example, the city of Columbus has already incurred in their cameras and their system for the storage of the data and everything. Maybe there's a partnership opportunity there. It's something that I've had some discussions regarding in the last several days. But the procurement vehicle and process may drive some adjustment in the cost. Hope that answered the question.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to get into this now. I think there was going to be plenty of opportunity to do that, but there are a lot of elements that we might not, even the sheriff may not be fully knowledgeable about that are just going to be additional costs. Like I said, nowadays the clip-on cameras don't always work right because they don't catch the right angle. So you want them mounted in a way, and many times it's the way they're designed, the uniforms, where there's a host place for the camera that keeps it stable and keeps it sort of trained on everything in front of them. And so there's so many different pieces of this that I'm looking forward to engaging about. So I think that,
Getting into the numbers right now, as Commissioner O'Grady stated, based on the size of our department, we're looking at 175 cameras that would be procured along with appropriate policy for our certified uniform deputies.
I'm sorry, the last question. How many deputies do we have total?
We have 100 right now. The estimate 175 deputies would be outfitted with cameras, uniform certified.
But I'm saying how is it, and that's the total amount we have?
No, that's not the total
in
amount.
patrol.
Yeah,
That's just-
yeah.
that's
Oh, in
just
patrol.
in
Okay,
patrol.
thanks, Commissioner Brady. Yeah. Okay, that's
Yeah, that's just in
Correct.
patrol. We've
Good.
corrections is a whole nother ball of wax.
correct.
okay.
Okay. So I think we need a motion on
Oh.
883.
Sure. If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 883-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 883-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 884-20, resolution authorizing a general fund supplemental appropriation to record the administrative fee charged by the state tax commissioner for the collection of the county sales tax.
Commissioners, this is the annual resolution to account for the 1% administrative fee. This is required by the Auditor of State to account for the expense and offsetting revenue, similar to how the county accounts for property taxes at the gross amount offset by the charges for various auditor and treasurer fees. The amount of the 1% fee this year is approximately $3.1 million. In addition to the 1% fee, this resolution would update the revenue estimate for sales tax collections in 2020 based on the December receipts that we'll receive next week. At the beginning of the pandemic, during the third quarter, we reduced the revenue estimate by 5% from $314 million to $298.3 million. Based on the December receipts, we will actually come in above the 298 at $305 million for the year. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for.
Commissioner Brown is happy she's not here for this one. This is her least favorite resolution of the year.
I think it's all of one of at least our top few least favorite ones. If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 884-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 884-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 885-20, resolution authorizing the agreements between Franklin County and the Public Safety Answering Points for the disbursement of wireless 911 government assistance funds.
Commissioners, on November 30th of this year, the 911 Planning Committee authorized the funding of the wireless 911 fee to the City of Columbus, the City of Dublin, the City of Westerville, and the Franklin County Sheriff's Office in 2021. These funds are provided by the 25-cent monthly fee that is on each wireless subscriber and is provided by the state. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 885-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 885-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thanks, Zach.
Resolution number 886-20, a resolution approving the issuance of healthcare facilities revenue bonds, Series 2021, Traditions at Worthington Project of the County of Franklin, Ohio, in an original aggregate principal amount not to exceed $26 million, and consenting to and approving the execution and delivery of a lease, sublease, a bond purchase agreement, and assignment in connection with the issuance of such bonds.
Morning, Commissioners. I'm Erin Sutton.
Good morning.
This resolution seeks approval of a not to exceed $26 million issue of healthcare facilities revenue bonds to be issued under Chapter 140 of the Ohio Revised Code. A public hearing was held on the issuance of these bonds at the last meeting of the Hospital Commission. after public notice was published on November 11th in the Columbus Dispatch. The County Hospital Commission adopted the bond resolution, unanimously at their meeting. Upon their issuance, the bonds would be directly purchased by S&T Bank, and the proceeds would be loaned to Traditions at Worthington, which is an Ohio nonprofit and affiliate of National Church Residences. The project to be financed involves the construction of certain senior living healthcare facilities to be located at a 3.06 acre site located at the northeast corner of Stafford Avenue and Hartford Street in Worthington, which will be known as the Hartford at Stafford Village. The project would consist of an 86 unit senior living rental community with a mix of affordable and middle market units. As with all of these Chapter 140 bonds, the Commission is acting solely as the conduit issue for these bonds, and neither the county nor the Hospital Commission would be liable for the payment of any debt service on these bonds. The bonds are secured solely by a mortgage on the facilities to be financed and the revenues of the facility, as well in this case by a limited parent guarantee. The bonds would not constitute indebtedness of the county or the commission under state law and would not affect any existing obligations of Franklin County. I'm happy to take any questions you have.
Yeah, I apologize. I just noticed a potential conflict for me in this resolution that I did not see before. So I'm going to have to abstain, unfortunately. So I don't know what to say from that. My apologies.
Well, Ms.
Commissioner, we can,
if Commissioner Boyce has to abstain on this, this is gonna push this resolution till the first meeting in January, which is what, 3 weeks from now? Is that gonna create a problem for you, Ms. Sutton?
The first meeting in January, if that's what we have to do, we have to do. We were going to close the bonds in January, February anyway. So I think we'd be okay, Commissioner Grady, Commissioner Boyce.
Well, without Commissioner Brown here, that is one of the many, I'll hold my comments, but that is one of the many, many problems of having the form of government that we do in Ohio that causes that with the 3-person board of commissioners. Because we don't with 2 people here, we have a quorum, but we don't have enough to pass this resolution. So, if we're going to have to table this, we're going to have to table it till the first meeting in January. I don't have the date in front of me. I don't know if you do, Clerk Ken Denline.
Commissioner, the first meeting in January will be Tuesday, January 5th. And if Ms. Sutton's okay with it, we could table it until then. I can work with her to make any necessary updates before that meeting.
It's fine with me. Thank you.
Okay. Well, then we will do that. Sorry about that. Well, it's a good thing we caught it. Good catch, Commissioner Boyce. Wouldn't want to make a conflict for you or for Ms. Sutton's organization. So that's good. We caught that.
So, Commissioner, would you like to move to table?
You want to move? Commissioner Boyce, do you want to move to table this resolution until January 5th, please?
So I guess the question, am I allowed to move to table it? Is that is there?
We're going to need Janine Hummer's or Chris Long's opinion here. Janine, are you, or I guess Janine's must not be listening at the moment.
Commissioners, this is Chris Long, Deputy Administrator. I certainly will defer to Janine Hummer if she opines. In my opinion, Commissioner Boyce, it would be permissible for you to move to the January 5th amendment. You're not taking a substantive action. But I again would defer to Janine Hummer.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Oh, there's Harold. Hi, Harold.
How are you, Commissioner O'Grady?
Good, Mr. Anderson.
Certainly, it is permissible for Commissioner Boyce, even if he believes that he has a conflict, to vote to table the resolution this morning. That's not a substantive action on the resolution. He's not engaging in any discussion or deliberation regarding the issue with which he may have a potential conflict. So simply moving to table it is not going to create an issue.
And then Harold, thanks for that. And then voting to table it as well.
That's fine. That still would not constitute a substantive action with respect to the resolution. So moving to table it in this instance, I think, is not inappropriate.
Okay. My apologies, Ms. Sutton. And we'll move to table 886-20
Until January 5th.
till January 5th.
Second.
Moved in seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 886-20 has been tabled until Tuesday, January 5th of 2020. And Aaron, I will give you a call later this week and you and I can work to make sure that it's updated appropriately.
Problem. Thank you.
Apologies for the inconvenience, Ms. Sutton. We will see you after the new year.
My apologies.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Stay safe, everyone.
You too. Okay, let's move forward then. Good catch, Commissioner Boyce.
Thanks.
Resolution number 887-20, resolution reappointing John E. Bickley and Marie T. Crawford to the Franklin County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Good morning, Commissioners. Eric Janis, Deputy Administrator. Pending any questions, would recommend approval of these two reappointments.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 887-20.
Second.
Moved in seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 887-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 888-20, resolution authorizing an amendment to the data sharing and confidentiality agreement between the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services and Local Area 11 for the Workforce Development Board of Central Ohio.
Good morning, Commissioners. Eric Janis again. Periodically, Commissioners, you all as a board are asked to approve data sharing agreements along with the Workforce Development Board and the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services to be able to provide updated unemployment information to the Workforce Development Board. This resolution simply makes an amendment as requested by ODJFS to be able to provide additional and updated information as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Pending any questions, would ask approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 888-20.
Second.
Moved in seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 888-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 889-20, resolution establishing and appointing members to the Franklin County Racial Equity Council.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bart Logan from Job and Family Services. The Rise Together blueprint that you created and released in June of 2019 identified racism as an underlying factor within poverty. And I know you know this, but I want to reiterate for our guests on the call that was based off of feedback from more than 200 interviews that we conducted with residents living in poverty based on their lived experience. So what that blueprint also included was an express charge to review personnel policies and organizational structures, identify where there's bias and inequity within organizations, and work with county leadership to correct and adjust as needed. But we recognize that we as a county, we can't hold businesses or nonprofits or other governments accountable without first looking at ourselves in the mirror. What County Administrator Willison has talked about numerous times is making sure that racial equity is ingrained in our DNA. And we agree that's what establishing racial equity as a core principle for our county was about. And that's what this council is about. It needs to be reflected in everything the county does, from hiring decisions and human resources to facilities management and procurement to public funding and policy making. So a bit of the brass tacks before I hand over to Caroline Trindaji, our county's first diversity, equity, inclusion administrator, and Courtney Kerrigan from Raising the Bar Performance Group, who's been an integral partner from us throughout the Rise Together development, as well as through this year. This resolution does create a new permanent board, the Franklin County Racial Equity Council, which is going to be composed of employees representing each agency that falls under you, commissioners. It will also work in collaboration with agency leadership as well as county administration, our new Office of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Community Partners. Members will be appointed to a 12-month term, with the first term for the initial 29 members who are appointed through this resolution, many of whom are logged on today, commencing in January of 2021. I'd like to now turn it over to Carolina Trindade and Courtney Kerrigan to talk a little bit more about what this board is going to do.
Thank you so much, Bart. I appreciate it. Good morning, commissioners, county administration.
Morning.
And guests. It is just my pleasure to be with you this morning. We continue to be purposeful and intentional with how we move forward with our racial equity work. The county administration really put together and connected the dots with HR, JFS, and Courtney Kerrigan, our consultant with Raising the Bar Performance Group, to conceptualize and develop this idea and ultimately create our first racial equity council. An important piece of this work is creating programs and initiatives that are not just for a moment in time, but really support and lead the change that is required as we ingrain racial equity in our DNA. And this is why we have seen you invest in racial equity, cultural competency, and implicit bias training for our workforce. And it is why we see in this resolution this morning the creation of a permanent structure. It is a structure that makes this work sustainable. It is how we are going to formalize and operationalize our racial equity work. And I want to state the primary role of this Racial Equity Council will be to proactively apply a racial equity and inclusion lens to how Franklin County approaches recruiting, learning and development, programming, and service delivery. We are, as we state that, we're realistic about the work that is ahead of us. We know that we will not create organizational change overnight. We are tasked with dismantling systems that have truly infiltrated the fabric of our operations for many years. And this is why the development of the Racial Equity Council as a permanent structure is so important. And it gives me hope because with the development of the council, I see a stated support from you, from county administration, from senior staff in every agency under the Board of Commissioners. And this council is representative of our workforce. It considers intersectional perspectives and it engages leaders on all levels of our organization, which Bart stated, some of them have joined this morning. And I am so grateful for their commitment and support. There are 29 members who have said, yes, I want to be an agent of change. And yes, I'm ready to put in the work to ingraining racial equity in every aspect of our operations. And for that, I'm so thankful. I want to thank you for your guidance. You continue to drive this work and support this work. And I want to take time to really thank Bart Logan, Deputy Director at JFS, Courtney Kerrigan, our consultant with Raising the Bar Performance Group, for your collaboration, your strategic thinking. It has truly been a joy to work with you two, and I really appreciate our partnership, and I look forward to the work ahead.
Good morning. Good morning, commissioners. How are you?
Morning. Good.
Well, if you didn't already know, congratulations. You are in good shape. Appointing and putting Carolina at the helm of our equity and inclusion work. She is definitely an inclusive leader. So I come to you today. This has been a rough year, and as a resident of Franklin County, I am ecstatic. I am proud that in so much turmoil and so much turbulence and such a storm of 2020, that Franklin County from every level has focused on residents and have focused on getting us through. So I am just, as a resident, I am thankful and I am grateful. As a consultant, it has been just a pure joy to watch you and to watch you work. So our Racial Equity Council, this is not a moment, this is a movement. And the commissioners, you started the work a couple of years ago with the Rise Together Blueprint, not only focusing on racial equity in poverty, but racial equity throughout Franklin County at every level. And so we have done, over the course of this year, some really great work together in terms of normalizing what is this conversation, creating shared language. What is implicit bias? How does it apply to me? Where is it in my work? Having a conversation around cultural competency and how we not only serve each other, but how we serve our residents. And also our superpower that we talk about, which is cultural intelligent leadership and navigating what is a global county. So we've done this conversation at every level of the organization. We've trained hundreds of Board of Commissioner agency employees, your workforce. So not only are they serving the residents, we have created an opportunity for them to engage one another, serve each other, be a part of the conversation, and most importantly, build this work out. And now we move to formalizing. The Racial Equity Council is a very important moment in the work that Administrator Wilson and that the Board of Commissioners have set out to do in this county. You are an internal force, an internal body that will not only operationalize what Franklin County's work looks like under the guise of that racial equity core principle, but also what it looks like outside. So your internal workforce and your external community. And so this is not an advisory. This is not a group of people that are just sitting here for namesake. This is a working group of change agents, as Carolina said, who will move Franklin County, who will make sure that we start to give that blood transfusion to what Administrator Wilson says he wants to be the DNA of Franklin County. So I am ecstatic to have been a partner with you. I am proud of my county. No matter what we go through, you all have built the ark for us to get through the storm. So I am grateful to you, Franklin County. I look forward to working with you. I look forward to working with all of these leaders and these change agents and these ambassadors as we set forth to continue the work throughout our county.
And commissioners, if you'll indulge me just a bit more, I want to recognize the folks that are going to be making up this council, the 29.
Hey, Bart,
oh, yes.
Bart, before
Yes,
you do,
absolutely.
please allow our county administrator to say a few words before you introduce them, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator, Deputy Administrator Bivens. I actually, so many great things have been said in the name of time. I didn't plan on saying anything, but since you called me out, I mean, we have a lot of work to do. We are, a lot of challenges face us as a community, as a major employer in the community, to bring about the systemic change when we talk about addressing social and economic justice. We want to be the type of employer that attracts people of all kinds. We want to be able to embrace diversity, because diversity is our reality. Inclusion is our conscious choice and has to be expressed through our actions. As we talked about the county's budget, it's $1.8 billion. We have an obligation to try to do everything in our power to ensure that all the residents benefit from that annual spend through, be it their small business, be it that child receiving services, be it that family that may be food insecure, that needs our help until they can lift up and establish a level of sustainability. It's unlimited. Our challenges are big, but our opportunities are unlimited if we continue to move in the direction that we're moving in. I'm proud of this team. I think we all in this work for all the right reasons. We have passionate, dedicated people. So I didn't have much to say other than, again, I'm proud of this particular effort and continue to, all of us, focus on not just words, but actions to back up those words. And that's what we need to measure ourselves every day on. What are our actions that back up our words? Thank you.
Thank you, Administrator. And again, thank you, Commissioners. Just quickly, I want to apologize to anyone if I mispronounce any names, but we have Neil Yao, who will be representing from the Office on Aging, Rosalia Elaine Bridges from Franklin County Child Support Enforcement, Christian Durant from Child Support Enforcement, Andreas Flecker from Franklin County Sanitary Engineer, Jason Frisbee from Child Support Enforcement, Lagrita Holloway from Office of Management and Budget, Satasha Jordan from Job and Family Services, Andrew Cohn from the Animal Care Center, myself, Dale May from Public Facilities Management, Dana McCrary of Community Partnerships in the Office of Management and Budget, Ryan Newsom from the Office of Justice Policy and Programs, Patrice Palmer as well from the Office of Justice and Policy Programs, Rodney Rickman from County Fleet Management, Brittany Ross from Child Support Enforcement, Lauren Rummel, your Director of Government Affairs and Ethics, Jason Sabry from the Purchasing Department, Ryan Schneider from Economic Development and Planning, Jenny Snap, also from Economic Development and Planning, LaShawn Sodders from the Public Facilities Management, Jordan Stuckey from Franklin County Human Resources, Carolina Trindaggi, who will be chairing your Diversity and Equity Inclusion Administrator from Human Resources, Christopher Watson from Job and Family Services, Marlise Wicker, your Small and Emerging Business Coordinator, Toya Williams, Administrative Assistant for the Board of Commissioners and County Administration, D'Amica Withers from Franklin County Office on Aging, Sean DeWingo from Job and Family Services, Gabrielle Wannell from Job and Family Services, and Heralder Dwayne Young from the Animal Care and Control. Pending any other questions, we will kindly ask for your approval.
There are no further comments. I think we've talked about it before and when we passed the initial resolution enabling it, but clearly this is the fun part here. The harder work will be the actual work as we peel back the layers and put the lens on ourselves, on our institution. That's where the work comes in. So that being said, this is a good group. Excited about it, like the commitment. If there are no further comments or questions.
Only to say that this is, over the last few years, this is the work that we've all been so proud of. And so for us to actually put this group together so that we can lead by example, so that we can, while we have been talking about all of this work for the last couple of years, and we've been talking about how important this work is for us to actually lift the hood and to begin to do this work under the hood of our own organization now is very exciting. I agree with my colleague, Commissioner Boyce. It will be exciting, but it'll also, my guess is there'll be some pain here as well. But I'm glad to see it. It is good that we are doing this in our own organization, leading by example. So always best to lead by example.
If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 889-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 889-20 has been adopted. Thank you. Resolution number 890-20. Resolution authorizing the consolidation of multiple ditch maintenance petitions for the villages at Jefferson Run, phases 1 through 6, into a single drainage maintenance district and referring to the county engineer for recommendation.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. On behalf of Engineer Robertson, my name is Fritz Crozier, Chief Deputy of Engineering. Commissioners, our first resolution, as noted, seeks authorization to combine the ditch maintenance petitions for drainage improvements within the subdivision known as the Villages at Jefferson Run, phases 1 through 6, into a single district known as the Villages at Jefferson Run. The individually constructed phases create a complete storm sewer system and would be more easily managed and maintained as a single district as opposed to the current 5 separate ditch petition funds. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 890-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 890-20 has been adopted. And Commissioners, Deputy Clerk Caldwell is going to take over for a moment. I'll be right back.
Great.
Okay.
To the engineer.
Resolution 891-20. Kimley Horn Incorporated Consulting Engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County Engineer in performing engineering services for the Rural Road Corridor Improvement Project, Hamilton Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $136,026.
Commissioners, our next resolution seeks approval of the contract with Kimley Horn, Inc., consulting engineers for the Rural Road Corridor Improvement Project. Kimley Horn is a local engineering firm and was chosen via the qualifications-based selection process. Located in the Rickenbacker area in southeast Franklin County, this corridor runs runs west to east from Lockbourne Road to Alum Creek Drive. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 891-20.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 891-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 892-20. Plans approved for the rehabilitation of the existing structure on Refugee Road 5.99 over Big Walnut Creek, MAD-CR14-599, Turl Township, Madison Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, as noted, our next resolution authorizes plan approval for the rehabilitation of the existing structure on Refugee Road 5.99 over Big Walnut Creek in southeast Franklin County. This is a collaborative project between Franklin County and the City of Columbus. The improvement includes the rehabilitation of the bridge and a new sidewalk, and also constructs nearly a half a mile of shared use path and sidewalk between the bridge and Napster Park along the north side of Refugee Road. Construction is scheduled for spring of 2021. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
There are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 892-20.
Moved and seconded. Okay. Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 892 has been adopted. Resolution number 893-20. Plans approved for the drainage improvement on Olentangy River Road, County Road number 9, from Catherine's Wood Drive to Turkey Run, Sharon Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, similar resolution authorizes plan approval for drainage improvements on Olentangy River Road from Catherine's Wood Drive to Turkey Run in northwest Franklin County. This improvement includes installation of a storm sewer trunk that will alleviate drainage issues along the west side of the road. Construction is scheduled for summer of 2021. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 893-20.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 893-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 894-20, approval of the new county club estate subdivision plat, Pleasant Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, our final resolution seeks approval of the new Country Club Estates subdivision plat. The subdivision is located in southwest Franklin County and Pleasant Township at the southwest corner of Norton Road and Johnson Road. Approval of this resolution is the last legislative step, allowing the developer to begin to sell lots and build homes. This plat also requires signature of the recorder and the auditor, so efforts for coordination on the commissioner's part is greatly appreciated. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 894-20.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 894-20 has been adopted.
Thank you,
All
Commissioners.
right. Thanks, Fritz. Happy holidays.
To you as well.
All right, let's move to the clerk.
Thanks, Victoria.
You're welcome.
Resolution number 895-20. Resolution authorizing a supplemental contract with Mapsys Incorporated to provide application support services for the Franklin County Clerk of Courts and Probate Court in the amount of $251,900.
Good morning, Commissioners. Adam Lukamp on behalf of Clerk of Courts Mary Ellen O'Shaughnessy, and with me today is
Ryan Evans, IT Director for the Probate Court.
Yeah, I don't think I can start my camera, so you may not see me. This resolution is for a supplemental contract with Mapsys Incorporated to support the Probate Court's case management system in the Franklin County Justice System, FCJS, until the new court case management system is in place. This will be the fourth year of having such a support contract in place since the Probate Court's primary resource retired in 2017. This contract has a fixed rate of $109 per hour, not to exceed $251,900. Pending any questions, I request approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 895-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 895-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, guys.
You too. Thank you.
All right, we're going to take I'm going to take a moment of presidential authority here and move things along a little bit. We get to do something 3 times a year that we don't that not everybody throughout our colleagues across the state and across the country do. And so we're going to take a moment today to recognize some student athletes that have been recognized this year as state champions in their particular sport throughout Franklin County. And so we do this 3 times a year. We do it fall sport, winter sport, and spring sport. And we've been doing this for a number of years. When we do this, it's one of my favorite days. We always enjoy doing this every year. I know Commissioner Boyce enjoys it quite a bit as well. And this is the first time that we've done this during the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken. And so we're gonna do this on Zoom for the first time. And so a little bit awkward that we're doing it this way. And so for all of you that have joined us, sorry that you had to wait so long through this process. Although, hopefully you got a little bit of a taste of county government through all of this. I know you're all very excited about that. But I've also this morning, interestingly, was on a text chain with several of my colleagues from across the country, from large urban counties across the United States. And some of them are also in general session meetings, one in Miami-Dade County, one in Palm Beach County, Florida, and one in Ramsey County, which is St. Paul, Minnesota. and they were talking about some of the things that they've got going on. I was telling them that we were passing our budget this morning, and that we were doing body cameras, and we were doing racial equity training for our employees. But I also was telling them that we were recognizing our fall state champions. And a couple of them were like, wow, that is a really great thing. We need to think about doing that in our counties. And so I said, well, this is something we've been doing for quite a number of years in Franklin County. And so they were very excited by this. So, but anyway, we want to make sure that we get a chance to do this year. And to do this, we always bring along our friends from the Greater Columbus Sports Commission and the Ohio High School Athletic Association. So we, and this year in particular, with all of our lives being turned upside down by COVID-19 and the pandemic, and school being sometimes you're in class and sometimes you're in class at home. Practices have been upended, and the way kids have competed this year. I know my children have been in school, and the way that they've had to compete in their sports has been different. And so I'm going to let Linda Logan take over from here. She's from the Greater Columbus Sports Commission. Linda, take it away.
Thank you so much, Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioner Boyce, Administrator Wilson. Really, I wanted to echo some of the other sentiments of some of the other speakers. Thank you all. You have done such a wonderful job of keeping us safe and productive through these times that we've never experienced before, and really inspiring our community to hang together. So again, it's one of my favorite times of the year too, is recognizing our state champions from Central Ohio, and in particular Franklin County. But first I wanted to give a kind of a hats off to all of our high school athletes, coaches, administrators, and families that have had to navigate either playing or postponing. So we didn't get to recognize any state champions in the spring and the summer, if you will. So the winter sports and spring. So we're thrilled that we have some of our friends here today that have done great work. So I'm not sure if Doug Ute from the Ohio High School Athletic Association was able to stay on or not. I'll just pause for a second to see if he's still here, or anyone from his office. But I think they had to jump off. But that, so I'll just jump right in. We are recognizing really 3 of our area high school teams and a couple individuals. So first, from Columbus Academy, I would like to invite their golf coach to speak and introduce his team.
So, Coach, and those, I should start by saying the coaches and administrators that are here with your teams. So, if you could introduce your team, talk about the success of the team this year. Let us know who you've brought, who's on the call with you. Certainly, brag about your team, the success. Brag about anything that you want to, but then also allow the kids to introduce themselves, and if they're seniors, certainly let them. We'd like for all the kids to introduce themselves. We want them to have an experience doing a little public speaking, but we'd also like the seniors to tell us what their plans are for the future. Sorry, Coach Yaxko.
Thank you very much, Commissioner O'Grady. Want to first thank the Franklin County Commissioner's Office, this Franklin County Sports Commission, Greater Columbus Sports Commission, and OHSAA for all that you guys do for these student athletes and for making this fall season a success for everyone. I know it was very challenging. Our team, unfortunately, our students are all taking exams as I speak. So I'll just introduce them, like you said, brag and talk about them a little bit. But again, thanks for having us. This year for Columbus Academy Golf Team has been an absolutely incredible year, quite a ride for our kids. One of the issues that I felt going into this season was them finding their own identity. And with our 2 captains, who I'll introduce in a minute, we were able to do that very well, obviously. And this is our 4th state championship in a row. We set a 1-day Division II record at Scarlet with a 300 on day 1. We tied the two-day Division II state record at Scarlet with a total of 6:15. So that's pretty impressive for our kids, and hopefully we'll have more to go. Our 4, 5, and 6 gentlemen, Arvin Rajagopalan, who's a sophomore, Jake Stauffer, who's a junior, and Matthew Fang, who's a freshman. They were all key contributors this year. Their spirit, their enthusiasm, they're working together, they're working on their game, made us all better. Jake and Arvin, we each counted their scores. Arvin on the second day, Jake on both days. So they were very, very key contributors. Russell Ahmed, who's a junior, and Adidia Reddy, who's also a junior. They were our captains this year. And they led us extremely well. They shaped our team. There was a point mid-season. Honestly, I wasn't quite sure how we were going to do and where we were going. We struggled a little bit, but 3/4 of the way and toward the end, we really came through, and it was fun to watch. Russell ended up 11th overall in the state. Adidia ended up 12th overall in the state. And then lastly, we have a sophomore, Stephen Ma, who's an incredible young man, incredible golfer. He was the overall medalist in the state, as well as part of our team championship. That was the first medalist that CA has had since 1999. So just an incredible group of young men, work very hard at the game, very hard on supporting each other, helping each other, pulling together as a team. And it was just such a joy to be a small part of that. So I congratulate all of them. Wish they were here to share that with you, but it's just awesome. And again, thanks for all you guys do. Really appreciate it.
Congratulations, Coach.
Congratulations, Coach. Four years in a row, and you've got all under.
Dynasty.
They're all back. Yes, they're all back.
Wow.
Do any of them give lessons? Yeah, because I'd love to get some lessons. So
I'll send them your way, Kevin. I'll send them your way.
Good to see you, Coach.
You too, buddy.
Wow, that's amazing, Coach. Well, we certainly expect to see you back here again next year, hopefully in person down at the courthouse.
I hope so. And
We'll
again,
see you next year for sure. I'm sure.
Yes. Thank you so much. I hope so. That's the goal.
Congratulate the young men for us, if you would, Coach.
Happy holidays.
We'll do for sure.
I'm
Yep.
sure that our folks will be sending some recognition, some paper recognitions to them as well.
Right. Thank you again. Yep.
The only thing I'll add is, with that academy, it's known as such an academic institution, but really every year in so many sports, you just put out so many really good athletes, and they are undergirded with the title student athlete, and that's just a beautiful thing to see. And you do it every year, and so many different sports. And I just want to congratulate you once again and tell everybody at Clements Academy I said hello. Still miss those days being around there. It was a good experience. So take care, Coach. Good to see you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Good to see everyone.
Thanks, Coach. Linda, if you'd like to introduce Bishop Waters.
Yes, we have our field hockey team. Coach Janet Barrett should be on the call.
Yes, good morning. Hello, everyone. Thank you
morning,
to
Coach.
the Franklin County Commissioners, the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, and OSHA for having us here today. Like Commissioner O'Grady said, anytime we've had a chance this year to honor these young ladies is a great opportunity because it has come so few and far between. Special thanks to our athletic director at Watterson, Doug Edkin, who's here and who has been supporting us throughout this entire season. I am here to introduce you to this amazing group of young ladies who are the 2020 state field hockey champions. They are the only team sport at Watterson that has won a state championship. In field hockey is the only team sport that has won a state championship. And the last state championship in field hockey was in 2009. So this has been an amazing year. And they are a shining example of what can happen when a group of people come together for a common goal with their whole heart and their whole mind. And I think that is what I am most proud of as a coach. And I am very grateful and humbled to have had this season with them, which Coach Yak from Academy acknowledged the fact that it took a lot of people to come together in the city and in our schools to make our seasons happen in the fall. So we're grateful for that. And I'm going to introduce you to two very special members of our team, our senior co-captains, Audrey Schroeder and Alex Piccolo.
Thank you, Coach. I'd first like to start by thanking the Bishop Watterson community for supporting us through these unprecedented times, especially those who have been advocating for us since June 1st, like our amazing principal, Deacon Campbell. And I'd like to introduce my teammate and co-captain, Alex Piccolo.
Thank you, Audrey. Like we've mentioned, this year with COVID has been a little weird, so we were more fortunate than ever to get a season. And so we focused more on playing each game like it was our last, because it very well could be, and just playing for the feeling. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Do the rest of you guys want to introduce yourselves and what year you are as well?
Go ahead, ladies. You can introduce yourselves real quick.
I'm Lauren, and I'm a senior this year.
I'm Caroline Dunham. I'm a senior too.
I'm Kaylin O'Reilly. I'm a senior. My video was disabled, so I can't get on the video, but
I'm Maddie Phillips, and I'm a senior this year.
I'm Anne Marie, and I'm a senior too.
I'm Tina, and I'm a junior this year.
I'm Grace, and I'm a junior.
I'm Zoe, and I'm a junior.
I'm Fiona, and I'm a junior.
I'm Rachel, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Ellie, and I'm a sophomore as well.
I'm Evelyn. I'm also a sophomore.
Is that everybody?
Yes, that's everyone.
Commissioner Boyce?
I was going to say, you all look so tough. You're very intimidating. I wouldn't want to play field hockey with you against you guys. That's for sure. Well, I just want to say congratulations to all of you. The idea that playing every game as though it was your last game is a good way to go about life. You just don't know what is around the corner waiting for us. Good times, bad times, or all the things that are in between. And so use that same concept in life and in the work that you do. And you just don't know what's, what tomorrow holds. And for those of you who are seniors, you're going off, you'll start a whole new chapter of your life next year when you go to college somewhere. And looking at you young ladies, I'm absolutely confident you're going to college and you're going to some great schools. I'm certain of it. But that same idea, approach it as though every day is a cherished moment. Every day is a day to work on yourself, improve yourself, and be the best person that you can be. It's great to be a student athlete, but it's even more important to be a good person and a better person. And so you can work on that every day you wake up. And so doesn't seem like any of you have that kind of problem, because you all just seem so talented and such great young ladies. And so I wish you the best of luck in your next endeavors, and congratulations on a job well done in a very, very tough and difficult environment. Congratulations, Coach.
Right. So do any of you seniors have plans for next year? Nobody wants to jump
Yeah, I
in.
just gave you a compliment. I know you got plans, so come on, don't be shy.
I don't have like a set plan. I am undecided where I want to go to college, but in terms of field hockey, I would love to, if not play for a school, then definitely join a club team just to keep playing, because I think a lot of us definitely just love the game itself. So I can definitely see a lot of us playing on club teams for sure if we don't play for a school.
Good for you.
Yes, and I plan on going to nursing school next year. And one of my teammates, Lauren Nutzling, is a little too humble to brag about herself, but she recently committed to Wittenberg University, and everyone is just so proud of her. So congratulations, Lauren.
All right.
Thank you, Audrey.
Congratulations. Well, Linda knows, you know, you guys should all consider this. My daughter played for softball for John Carroll University. And so playing field hockey at Wittenberg is much the same. It's a great experience and a great way to spend 4 years in college. It's Commissioner Boyce's son runs track at Brown University. So it's a great way to be engaged and spend your college years. And so, you know, anyway.
If I could just add on one thing
Go ahead.
about my son, you know, he basically missed his junior outdoor season because of COVID. They canceled that's when it was really getting going. And so the senior year, this is his senior year, and they've been sort of on pins and needles. They canceled this fall, so that would be indoor track. And now they're just on pins and needle hoping for outdoor track. And so he's, you know, fretting, just thinking that his last season could have been indoor his junior year, you know, of ever running track. And so, you know, just the idea of cherishing the moment that you have and cherishing your championship and your victory and your season in such an environment, the memories that you created is going to be something that no matter if you play in college or not, and if you ever, you know, step on the field ever again, you have this year to remember. You have these moments and this accomplishment. And I just wish you the best of luck, because you just never know whether it's COVID or just other things that, you know, take you in a different direction. So congratulations once again, and best of luck to all of you.
That is right. Commissioner Boyce is right. This is an example of how you grow over the years. When I was your age as a Bishop Reedy Silver Knight, I could have never imagined rooting for or cheering for the Waterston Eagles. But, you know, then, you know, my son went to St. Charles and I had to learn and adapt and change. And so now I'm always a big fan of any school from the CCL. I find myself all the time rooting for the Waterston Eagles and the DeSales Stallions and the, you know, and the Hartley Hawks and the St. Charles Cardinals. And so proud of you guys. Very proud to see that the CCL was represented and that the Waterston Eagles were able to bring home a state championship. So congratulations. See, even old guys can evolve and grow and learn. So great job, ladies. Very, very nice. Proud of you. So we'll stick around if you want. And we're gonna have Linda, if you would please introduce the next team. If we
yes, we have the Upper Arlington Girls Division I tennis doubles champions.
Tennis players. Yeah.
Yes. Coach Stamps is with us, I believe. Oh, may not be with us, but I think Megan and Ella are here. So if they could introduce themselves.
Yeah, well, this is Brian Basil, Megan's dad. It turns out Megan had something really important going on in Spanish class this morning. So I'm the stand-in for her. So I'll really say something quick and then introduce Ella. Thanks to the commissioners, the commission, and the OHSAA for recognizing the girls today. Especially thanks to OHSAA and our athletic director, Tony Pusateri, because in early August, we were really worried that we weren't going to have a season, but tennis being the ultimate socially distanced sport, they figured it out. And I know the young ladies were really, really grateful. And they did make the most of it. Megan wanted to thank her coach, Sean Stamps. In tennis, you can actually come onto the court and coach. I'm not sure most people who watch tennis realize that, because they don't see a lot of high school tennis. But Sean has been the coach at Arlington for many years, and he's a fantastic coach, and he really helped the young ladies out a couple times during some really important points in the tournament. And I know they wanted to thank him, or Megan wanted to thank him. The athletic director, again, Tony, for getting them a season. And last, she wanted to thank her doubles partner, Ella Hazelbaker, who I'll introduce now. Ella is a lion of a competitor and always came through when the chips are down. And so Megan wanted to make sure to thank her most of all. Ella, are you on the
hi.
call?
I'm Ella Hazelbaker. I'm a senior. I'm just so thankful we were able to have a season this year. Obviously, I want to thank my coaches and family for helping me through all 4 years of high school tennis. And finally, thanks to Megan for being such a great partner. I had such a fun season with her and playing with her.
Ella,
Congratulations.
for next year.
I am talking to a few coaches for tennis wise, but I have not decided where I want to go to school yet.
Great. Well, good luck. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, next up we have New Albany High School, the Division I golf team. Coach Rich Ritter and Athletic Director Richie Waldenhouse are watching it, so we want to say hello to them. So I think Coach Ritter is going to have some remarks.
Is Coach on?
Okay.
They are, Commissioner. I'm not sure if
is he muted
or not.
There he is. Just showed up. Just turned his camera on.
I can talk. I'm a senior on the team, so I'm not sure if our coach is going to be able to get it working.
Go ahead,
Right,
Madison.
Madison.
Take charge, Madison.
My name is Madison Speak, and as I said, I'm a senior this year. And it was just such an amazing season, and I feel so lucky to be able to compete with my team and all my best friends. And I'm so grateful that we were able to play this year, you know, with everything going on. And I can't wait to see what they do next year.
Madison, this
said you're a
isn't.
What was that?
This isn't the first state championship, is it? For
No,
for Albany?
it's our third.
Third in a row.
Yes, third in a row.
And
I like how she
played
just
on
threw
all
that
three.
in there. I like how she just threw it in there. She said, "Yeah, it's our third. You know, it's no big deal. It's our third.
gonna
It's
say-
it's the third. You know,
I was gonna say I recognize Madison and her name. This is your third year in a row you've been with us.
Yes, it is. It's been so much fun.
So do you have plans for next year, Madison?
I do. I'm going to Santa Clara University in California.
Are you gonna play?
Cool.
Yes, I'm playing golf there. I'm super excited.
That's playing golf in Northern California for 4 years. That sounds like a pretty fantastic start to your future.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So if everyone else, I think my other girls are on here. So if they want to introduce themselves too.
Please, if you're on the New Albany golf team, please step up and introduce yourselves.
I'm Anna Kosha. I'm a sophomore at New Albany, and sorry, I can't figure out how to work my camera, but oh, there it is. Okay, Madison, she was actually the individual state champion as well, so we're very proud of her for that. And it was a pleasure to have the opportunity to play and to be with all the girls this year. We're all so close, and it's always so much fun. So it was just a great opportunity.
I see Coach Ritter down there. Are there?
I'm trying to speak here. Is anybody? Can
There-
people hear me now?
We can hear you now, Coach.
Yeah, we can hear
All
you.
right, great. Thanks. So sorry about that. I can't get the video to start for some reason, so I
We
apologize.
can see you too. We can see you too, Coach.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, Madison, for stepping in there and filling in for me. I appreciate it. I would just take a moment to say thank you to the commissioners and the sports commission, and certainly OSHA for all they did to help create this season, and thank our athletic director, Richie Wildenhouse, as well as Principal Kramer and our Board of Education for their support throughout this fall season. It was greatly appreciated. And like Madison said, I know that I and the team all really cherish the opportunity to compete this season. At the beginning of August, there was a temporary shutdown to what was going on, and things looked very bleak. So we got the opportunity to ride from a very low moment all the way to the state title in late October, and it was quite an experience. But you know, this team, as you guys have said, it was the third consecutive state championship for New Albany girls golf. And over that time, we have amassed a record of 593-1, which is pretty phenomenal. This was a bit of a unique season with concerns about the virus. We had a number of players taking advantage of OSHA's opportunity to play outside events during the early part of the season. So we weren't necessarily all together all the time in August, but once things got to early September, the team really kind of pulled together and started playing some great golf. During the season, we had some good highlights. Kari Hollenball set a new program record with a round of 63 in an invitational at Jefferson on August 10th. Anna Ritter set a sectional tournament scoring record with a 66 at Blacklick Woods. And then during the state title run, the team set a team score record at the district tournament at New Albany Links, and then posted a 2-day total of 586 for a 41-stroke victory in the state championship. We believe that this was the first time in the state championship probably where the fifth player score counted both times, which was Anna Kosha. And actually we had Emerson Purcell, who was a freshman this year, was a co-leader after day one of the tournament, which was pretty special as well. So up and down the lineup, every member of the team really made strong contributions. And with our scores this past year at the state tournament, New Albany now has posted the 5 lowest scores in state tournament history. So pretty special group. Would be remiss if I didn't also mention Lily Canales played very well this year, really took some strides forward, was a great support to the team, and look forward to her contributions next year as well. So thanks again for your recognition. We appreciate you continuing to highlight what these athletes are doing.
I'm Emerson, and I'm a freshman. Thank you for having us.
I'm Anna Ritter. I'm a junior on the team.
I'm Lily Canales, and I'm also a junior on the team.
Great. Thank you all. I wanted to remind everyone that the traditional women's sports report in February will be virtual this year. So hold the date of February 9th from noon to 1, if you will, for our state champions, and more details to follow so we get to recognize you once again. So I'll hand this back to the commissioners.
Well, Commissioner Boyce, I tell you what, this New Albany golf team, that's 593-1 over 3 years. That's like, that's beyond a dynasty. That's Coach, you're like the John Wooden of women's golf. That goes beyond. I'm sure these young ladies are way too young to understand what the UCLA dynasty or the Boston Celtics dynasty of the mid 1960s or mid 1970s was all about. But that's just kind of crazy. They understand what they're doing up there.
I don't know that it's possible to understand it while you're in the midst of it, but I think it's something that they're going to really cherish throughout their life, having been a part of this team the last few years, and hopefully more to come.
You should probably give them some comparisons to the type of dynasty that you guys have created up there, because that's incredible. 593-1 is just, that's just incredible.
Is there's just really no words that describe what it means for a coach to work with student athletes like you do and just help them be exposed to that kind of success, because what it does is it puts the type of work ethic and the type of approach to just whatever they're doing in a way that carries far beyond the sport, and it's a dynasty as Commissioner O'Grady described it, but again, I expect to see these young ladies just doing well as great leaders and citizens one way or another. That's a great accomplishment for you as a coach, and certainly to the young ladies. Congratulations and good luck. And what a great school you're going to, Madison. That's we won't get to see you out here, but maybe when you're playing in that NCAA tournament, you'll pop up on ESPN and we can get a glimpse of you. So we'll be rooting for you from Ohio.
Congratulations to you.
And if I could just one final thing, because I got a little sidetracked there with the difficulties with the technical issues, but Madison also, I know Anna Kosha said, was the individual state champion, and we're extremely proud of her. Madison was the first girl from New Albany High School to ever qualify for the state championship 4 years ago. And so for her to finish it off with the title was very fitting, and we're very happy for her with that. Thank you so much for everything.
Well, once again, Linda, thank you for bringing all these athletes to us today. This, as awkward as this was to do this on Zoom and to do this virtually, we appreciate everybody being here with us today. We appreciate the rest of county government's patience with us as we pause our meeting to do this. But we think it's important. We do once a year. We always like to as well recognize our honors and scholars to make sure that we are taking time to recognize students that are creative artists and as well as our scholars that are students that are doing extraordinarily well in the classroom as well, because we think it's important to recognize young people and make sure that folks know and understand that we have some superstar students, superstar athletes, superstar creative young men and women amongst us. But the one thing I always like to say to the student athletes when they're here with us is, Commissioner Boyce and I both, have had a chance to compete at this level. I wrestled on a state championship wrestling team when I was in high school. Commissioner Boyce was involved in athletics at this level as well, as was his son. But here we are now, many years past that. I'm pushing 40 years past my high school days. But what you have to remember, a couple of things you remember is, one, you didn't get here by yourself. So you have to make sure that you thank your mom and your dad, your aunts and your uncles and grandparents and your sisters and brothers who all helped get you where you are, because they all sacrificed to help get you where you are. You have to remember to thank them for all of the rides and all of the things that they went through to get you where you are, all the many hours that they sacrificed, all the different things that they did to help make sure that you were able to be a champion. And you have to be appreciative of that and say thank you and make sure that they understand that they matter to you, number one. But then number two, you also have to understand that while this has been a great accomplishment, I know that Madison and the women from Anna and the rest of the women from New Albany have heard me say this now 3 times. But this can't be the biggest day of your life. This championship can't be the biggest accomplishment that you've had. You need to go on from here, and you need to accomplish bigger and better things in your life. Because if you get, like I am, almost 40 years past your championship, you have to be able to look back on the last 40 years and know that you did bigger things with your life than just win a state championship. Because if the biggest thing that you have to look at as an accomplishment in your life is your state championship, then your life will not have been that successful. Right now, as an 18 or 16, 17, 18-year-old kid, winning a state championship is a pretty big, successful thing. But as a 40, 50, 60-year-old person, a state championship is not the most successful thing that you could have accomplished with your life. You need to go on to bigger and better achievements. You need to use this championship as a springboard to those accomplishments. This is something that will help catapult you to bigger and better things in your life, because learning to be a champion is something that will help you grow and help you become that bigger and better champion throughout the course of the rest of your life.
I can't add more to that. No, I can't add more to that. I think you said it all very well. Congratulations to all of you. Good luck in your next endeavors. I am absolutely certain we will see great things from all of you, no matter where life's path takes you. And so for those of you who are underclassmen, we'll see you next year, more than likely. So we'll be excited about that, seeing Madison, all these years. It's almost like watching her grow up, but the one thing I'll say about it is, you qualified that freshman year, and then you had to work hard to get to this position as the state champion. And that's a sacrifice, that's a commitment, and that's embedded in all of the success that all of you have had. And so just don't forget that, because if you apply that same type of work ethic and approach to everything that you do, you'll have the same type of outcomes in life. And so good luck, Godspeed, and for those you will see next year, look forward to seeing you back.
Keep up all that hard work so we do see you back next year.
Yep.
No, once again, thank you for bringing these amazing kids to us.
Absolutely. Thanks, Linda.
To all you coaches and administrators, thank you for everything you do for the community and everything you do for these kids. And if you guys want to stick around and learn more about county government, you're welcome to do it, but we have an agenda to get back to. So.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Thanks,
Take care.
guys.
Good to see you, Coach.
All right, and everybody else, thank you for bearing with us. We need to get back to the Sheriff's Department.
Resolution number 896-20, resolution authorizing no cost contract modification and extension with Safeware Incorporated for delivery and installation of a replacement tactical target system at the Sheriff's Office firing range.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dave Masterson representing Sheriff Dallas Baldwin. This resolution authorizes a no-cost contract modification with Safeware for the installation of our target system at the firing range. There were some manufacturing delays that will not allow it to be completed before the end of the year. This particular no-cost modification will extend the contract through June 30th of 2021 to allow the equipment to be replaced. Pending any questions, I ask approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 896-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 896-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 897-20, authorizing the settlement of legal claims brought in the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas, General Division, being case number
Dave Masters.
CV 719. Janine, if you're speaking, you're muted.
Nick and I are here together. So since I'll let you present, Nick.
Commissioners, I wasn't sure if you wanted our office or Dave Masterson with the Sheriff's Office to present it, but this is a matter that we had presented to you previously in executive session. That's a settlement of claims relating to a car accident that had occurred with the Sheriff's Office. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 897-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 897-20 has been adopted. Thanks, Janine. Resolution number 898-20, resolution authorizing a contract with Idle Service Incorporated for the disposition of stored and unclaimed vehicles towed prior to October 5th, 2020.
Commissioners, this is a resolution authorizes a contract with Idles Towing. As you know, in the fall, you approved a contract with County Towing for the towing of Sheriff's Office vehicles as well as vehicles in right-of-ways. These vehicles that are currently with Idles predate that contract, and this will allow for the proper disposition of those vehicles over the next several weeks and months to clear out their impound line. I think Harold mentioned on Thursday that there will be a couple more contracts similar to this one in the future. But pending any questions, I ask approval of this resolution.
Hey, Dave. So what does the proper disposition mean? What does that mean? Well, what's going to happen to these vehicles?
It allows for the proper titling of the vehicles to either return them to owners or salvage title them based on whatever the outcome is determined to be. So that's kind of where it is.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 898-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 898-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 899-20. Resolution authorizing an agreement with Communications Council Incorporated to provide communications consulting services in the amount of $27,000.
Commissioners, this resolution authorizes a 3-month contract through March 9th, 2021 to allow for communications guidance on a wide range of law enforcement matters. It has the option to renew for 3 times for a total of 12 months if it necessitates a renewal, pending any questions, I ask approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions. Move for adoption of 899-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 899-20 has been adopted.
Thank you,
All
Commissioners.
right. Thanks, Dave. Happy holidays. On to animal care and control.
Resolution number 9. You're all right. Good morning. Resolution number 900-20. Resolution authorizing a supplemental contract with VRC companies for off-site storage in the amount of $20,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. This resolution authorizes a supplemental contract with VRC companies for the storage of animal care and control documents off-site. This contract period is for 3 years with a price not to exceed $20,000.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 900-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 900-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
All right. Economic development and planning.
Resolution number 901-20. Review of petition to annex 13.24 acres, more or less, from Jackson Township to the city of Grove City, case number ANX-29-20.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jenny Snap, Assistant Director, Economic Development and Planning. This resolution is to consider a municipal annexation petition of 13.24 acres, more or less, from Jackson Township to the city of Grove City. The area to be annexed includes property located at 4310 Grove City Road, that's north of Grove City Road, east of Demarest Road, south of Southwest Boulevard and Beulah Park, and west of Elm Street. Petition was filed by attorney and agent Stephen Smith, Law Director, on behalf of the City of Grove City. The City of Grove City has authorized the annexation of the described territory under ordinance number C-57-20, passed on November 2nd, 2020. In addition, the only territory proposed for annexation is owned by the City of Grove City, and such territory is contiguous to Grove City. Petition meets all statutory requirements outlined in section 709.16 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions. Move for adoption of 901-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 901-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy New Year, or happy holidays, Jenny.
You too.
Okay. Emergency Management Agency.
Resolution number 902-20. Resolution authorizing a memorandum of understanding, State of Ohio Multi-Agency Regional Communication System to improve the functionality of the radio system for first responder and public service subscribers.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jeff Young, representing Franklin County Emergency Management and Homeland Security. Before you is a resolution collaborating with Ohio Marks on public safety radio services in Franklin County for our approximately 3,500 radio system subscribers. The initial development of this system to a digital and fully interoperable system utilizing the State of Ohio Marks Master Controller included a period of annual maintenance that expired in 2019, necessitating a separate maintenance contract. Unfortunately, our current subscriber fees do not provide the resources necessary to cover these maintenance costs, daily operating costs, or the needed resources for service upgrades or future system expansions. One way to address this is to collaborate with the statewide radio systems, MARCS, making for efficient operations, and through a system expansion contract with Motorola Solutions will increase channel capacity as well as radio signal strength. The current subscribers will see no changes, with Franklin County continuing to be the service provider and coordinator for agencies, and the responding personnel should experience noticeable radio service improvement. While Franklin County will be undertaking the initial infrastructure costs to improve the system, Ohio Marks will assume all operating, maintenance, and upgrade obligations, reducing the Board of Commissioners radio system fiscal demands. It should also be noted that Ohio Marks is the current radio system provider for 65 of the 88 county sheriffs across the state of Ohio, and is the primary radio system utilized by Montgomery, Cuyahoga, Greene, Stark, Knox, Licking, and Fairfield counties, to name just a few. I will gladly answer any questions and ask for your approval of this resolution.
Are there any comments or questions? Seeing that there are none, move for adoption of 902-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 902-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 903-20. Resolution authorizing a contract with Motorola Solutions Incorporated to expand the simulcast capability of the county's mission-critical digital radio system in the amount of $2,586,778.
Commissioners, this resolution is to enter into a contract with Motorola Solutions for a simulcast expansion of our radio system, and is the foundation to creating the service capacity and resources necessary to serve the radio system subscribers on the Franklin County radio system today and into the future. The system was originally developed in 2013 with 2 simulcast towers that provided reasonable capacity and signal strength, but as our county has grown, this capacity has been stretched, and the system radio transmitter signal strength has presented challenges in a variety of large buildings and locations. This contract with Motorola Solutions will expand the current system, making it feasible to combine with the state Marks radio system. The state of Ohio Marks will also provide resources and additional equipment, and in several cases relocate current antennas onto other existing towers to ultimately provide 7 simulcast locations placed strategically across Franklin County, providing efficient, effective service for all current system subscribers. This project is scheduled to be completed, tested, and in service by July 1st, 2021. I'll gladly answer any questions and ask for your approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions. Move for adoption of 903-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 903-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 904-20. Resolution authorizing a contract with All Clear Emergency Management Group for services related to advice and consulting services for the Complex Coordinated Terrorism Attack Grant Programming in the amount of $36,715.
Commissioners, this resolution is for services in support of our Complex Coordinated Terrorism Attack Project and is fully funded through a Department of Homeland Security grant. A professional services contract was previously in place with the Office of Homeland Security and was not fully executed due to the project being paused as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. DHS previously granted all recipients a performance period extension, and as part of that process, we have a need to extend this contract. The contract extends the performance period and updates the provider name with all previous terms and conditions remaining in place. I'll gladly answer any questions and ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 904-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 904-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 905-20. Resolution authorizing the Franklin County Administrator to sign memorandums of understanding and intergovernmental agreements as necessary for Franklin County Emergency Management and Homeland Security, the Medical Reserve Corps, on behalf of Franklin County Public Health, Columbus Health, and associated health agencies.
Commissioners, our final resolution is to authorize the county administrator to sign memorandums and intergovernmental agreements supporting the previously approved resolution authorizing Franklin County Emergency Management and Homeland Security to incorporate the Medical Reserve Corps programs into our existing volunteer programs. These volunteers have been supporting both Franklin County Public Health and Columbus Public Health over the past year, as those agencies were tasked with COVID-19 pandemic response. To further this mission, both Franklin County Public Health and Columbus Public Health have pledged a level of financial support. And this first agreement with Franklin County Public Health will specifically support the execution of the previously approved Resolution 0608-20 and the Vital Volunteer Program. I'll gladly answer any questions and ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 905-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 905-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Happy holidays.
You too, sirs.
Fleet management.
Resolution number 906-20. Resolution authorizing disposition of personal property, including motor vehicles and equipment that are no longer needed for public use, are obsolete, or unfit for the use it was acquired, and authorizing the Director of Fleet Management to dispose of said items by transferring title to other governmental agencies in Ohio by internet auction or selling as salvage.
Good morning, Commissioners. Charlotte Ashcraft, Director of Fleet Management. This resolution is requesting authorization to dispose of 15 retired vehicles and 2 pieces of equipment. Fleet Management is asking permission to dispose of these vehicles either through donation to another governmental entity, selling them online, or proper salvage disposal. Our transfer program began in 2009, and we have helped so many other smaller governmental agencies. So many of the smaller agencies have limited funds for vehicles, and our donation program is a lifeline for them. By transferring to another agency, we do not incur the cost of removing all of the equipment and the decals, which that cost can outweigh the amount we can get through selling the vehicles online. Those that are wrecked, we will dispose of through salvage due to the damage. The others will be sold through govdeals.com. Pending any questions, I respectfully request passage of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 906-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 906-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 907-20. Resolution approving third contract with Reichert Ford Incorporated and Byers Chevrolet LLC for the supply and delivery of hybrid vehicles for Franklin County Fleet Management Department in the amount of $100,000.
This resolution is requesting authorization to extend our hybrid vehicles contract for 1 year. The original contract with Reichert Ford and Byers LLC was approved on November 22nd, 2016 under Resolution 0812-16. The original contract was for 2 years with the option to extend for 3 one-year periods. This is the third and final extension. The contract extension would go through December 15th, 2021. Currently, our fleet has 46 alternative powered vehicles, 20 hybrid plug-in sedans, 23 hybrid self-generated sedans, 1 all-electric sedan, 1 electric diesel bus, and 1 propane-powered bus. So pending any questions, I respectfully request passage of this resolution.
Thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 907-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 907-20 has been adopted.
Thank you very much. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays,
You too,
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 908-20. Resolution approving a contract with Advocacy and Communication Solutions LLC for quality early learning training services and community engagement strategies in the amount of $300,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Vivian Turner, Assistant Director. Advocacy and Communication Solutions supports Job and Family Services to develop and implement strategies to educate child care providers as well as parents on the importance of quality early learning programs and the requirements of Step Up to Quality rating system. ACS supported our free online training for providers, where we have trained nearly 1,100 early childhood professionals representing 524 child care providers, including 164 just this year. As you know, Step Up to Quality's deadline was September 1st of 2020. When that date arrived, we only had 3 programs in the county that did not have a star rating or qualify for an exemption, and less than a dozen PFCC families were impacted. Under the terms of the new agreement, ACS and its subcontracted partners will continue to support our work, as well as offering the Step Up to Quality approved training in Somali and Spanish. This resolution aligns with the Rise Together Blueprint Goal number 11. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 908-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 908-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 909-20. Resolution approving subaward agreements with the Educational Service Center of Central Ohio on behalf of the Franklin County Family and Children First Council for trauma-informed care and social emotional learning training and professional development activities in the amount of $735,000.
Commissioners, the Franklin County Family and Children's First Council's Building Better Lives initiatives helps educators and other support professionals better understand the impact and adverse childhood experiences or youth brain development, and design and apply appropriate trauma-informed intervention for at-risk students. The ultimate goal is to help students succeed academically, attain a high school diploma, and transition successfully to post-secondary education or employment. With this agreement, FCFC will continue their work that they began last year by providing trauma-informed care and resiliency training, coaching, and professional development for approximately 4,200 educators in the Westland High School feeder pattern. The Partnership for Success Collaborative supports out-of-school time youth providers to incorporate social emotional learning and early warning indicator data to make strategic decisions for programs that support individual youth development. The partnership has traditionally been overseen by Future Ready Columbus. However, FCFC began overseeing this collaborative early this spring. This resolution also supports goal number 11 of the Rise Together Blueprint, and pending any questions, I request your approval.
There are no comments or questions. Move for adoption of 909-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 909-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 910-20. Resolution approving a subaward agreement with TechCore Ohio for youth technology programming in the amount of $150,000.
The Computing Career Corps is a 15-week program designed for high school students to increase participation, knowledge of, and skills in the computer sciences field. The program introduces students to a variety of technology career pathways, including programming, software engineering, robotics, or in-app development, and many more. The students earn badges for mastering different skills, equipping them with the tools to compete in the 21st century technology-based economy, and making them more attractive for college admission, counselors, and potential employers. This year, TechCore will target approximately 100 TANF-eligible youth ages 14 to 18. This resolution also supports goal number 11 of the Rise Together Blueprint. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
There are no comments or questions. Move for adoption of 910-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 910-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 911-20. Resolution approving subaward agreements with the Columbus Urban League for workforce development services and a workforce suiting program in the amount of $129,187.95.
Commissioners, I think I'm halfway through my resolutions. The Columbus Urban League's transition program targets some of the hardest to serve chronically and underemployed residents, including restored citizens. The Urban League also works with community partners to offer vocational certification training opportunities and more. Under this new award, the Columbus Urban League will target approximately 70 unemployed and underemployed job seekers for this program year. Having the appropriate workforce attire can also be another barrier for job seekers. And that's where My Brother's Closet comes into play. In addition to helping men secure suits for interviews and other appropriate attire, the Urban League also offers career counseling, interview support, and job readiness training. Under the proposed agreement, the My Brother's Closet will suit approximately 140 men over the next contract period. This resolution supports goal number 4 of the Rise Together Blueprint. And pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 911-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 911-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 912-20. Resolution approving a subaward agreement with the Urban Lacrosse Academy for youth enrichment programming in the amount of $125,000.
Commissioners, research has affirmed that sports and physical activity can assist youth in developing traits like accountability, dedication, and leadership. The Urban Lacrosse Academy provides opportunities for underserved youth in grades 3 through 6 to learn the fundamentals of lacrosse. They already have relationships with the Columbus City Schools and are offering programming and enrichment activities at a variety of rec centers and several of our learning extension centers. Students have the opportunity to participate in a 5-week clinic. In addition to learning the fundamentals to a new sport, survey data from prior program concluded that youth who participate in urban lacrosse have also demonstrated growth in their academic behavior, academic belongings, problem solving, self-advocacy, and much more. This resolution also allows Urban Lacrosse Academy to provide programming for 240 TANF eligible students throughout Franklin County. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
Yeah, this is an interesting piece of legislation here, and I'm going to ask for an update on this one. This is a little bit different, and I'm curious as to what kind of data we'll get back. This is the first year of contracting with the Urban Lacrosse Academy?
Yes, it is our first year. It's a pilot year. In addition to the sports and athletics that they teach in lacrosse, they also provide mentoring and leadership development.
Yeah, that's important. That's an important, element there, the mentoring and leadership part. Where are they located out of? I've never heard of the Urban Lacrosse Academy. Like, where do they operate out of?
Yeah, I'm not sure where. I don't have right in front of me where their offices are, but I can get that for you, Commissioner Boyce. They have had a relationship with the Afrocentric School for a number of years, where they were funded by other opportunities. But I don't know if Deputy.
Vivian.
Yes, Joy. I was asking.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So basically, what they've done is they partner with the Columbus Parks and Recs and ran their camps out of there. And Commissioner Boyce, one of the things that we have looked at is trend regarding particularly for African American boys.
Deputy Administrator, I can barely hear you. I'm not sure if you just got a bad connection, but I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Not really. You sound like a transformer.
Hello.
It's a little bit better.
Hello. Is that better?
It's a little bit better.
Yeah.
Is it better or no? If not, I'll.
Yeah,
I'll
it's better. You said you sounded like Optimus Prime there for a minute, but now you sound.
Did he say that? Anyway. As I was saying, so they've ran their camps out of the Columbus Park and Recs buildings. And one of the things we wanted to do was offer something different than traditional sports that particularly African-American boys gravitate to. Normally it's football or basketball. So now we wanted to partner with this particular organization. They have doctors and other professionals that will serve as mentors. And what we're seeing is a lot of young people are getting scholarships out of lacrosse, but there's other opportunities in regards to social emotional supports attached to this program.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to keep me posted on this, and I'd love to see, our end of the year evaluation of the program, and hope if my staff is listening here that just make a note of this when I want to track this a little closer. I want to see how it turns out. So sounds interesting.
We'll certainly do that for you, Commissioner Boyce.
Thank you. If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 912-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 912-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 913-20. Resolution approving subaward agreements with the Columbus Urban League for financial education programming and community mediation services of Central Ohio for housing stabilization services in the amount of $500,000.
Commissioners, over the past decade, Franklin County has become a majority renter county. According to research the Kirwan Institute conducted during the development of the Rise Together Blueprint, more than half of the residents, and often over 75% in our lower asset neighborhoods, spend more than 30% of their income on rent. And the pandemic has only exacerbated the rental crises. Community Mediation Services provides support for TANF-eligible customers facing eviction as a part of our broader strategy to help combat homelessness. This 2-hour eviction prevention education workshop targets tenants at high risk of eviction and those experiencing homelessness who have been seeking housing. The funding will allow CMS to continue to provide both tenant and landlord mediation and eviction prevention training for approximately 600 TANF-eligible residents at the courthouse and through community-based trainings. The Columbus Urban League's 700 credit score initiative is a financial education workshop designed to work with low-income residents across Franklin County to focus on credit, debt, budgeting, and savings, all essential components to improving credit score. Columbus Urban League served 79 residents over the last funding cycle and plans to serve 105 TANF-eligible residents under this new agreement. This resolution aligns with the goal number 6 of the Rise Together Poverty Blueprint. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
There are no comments or questions. Move for adoption of 913-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 913-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 914-20. Resolution approving subaward agreements with Action for Children, Goodwill Industries of Central Ohio Incorporated, and Jewish Family Services for services targeting child support obligors in the amount of $204,998.39.
Commissioners, my last resolution for this morning. For the past 6 years, we have partnered with child support enforcement through the Compass and Catalyst programs. The Catalyst program targets unemployed obligors who have received a new child support order, while the Compass program provides obligors facing civil contempt charges for failure to meet payments with intervention services in lieu of jail time. Both programs, which are administered by Goodwill and Jewish Family Services, provides individualized career planning and vocational training in addition to job search, placement, and retention services. Whereas those programs target obligors facing new orders or civil contempt charges, Action for Children's Journey program aims to engage non-custodial parents earlier in the process before an order is established. Parents are assigned to an advocate for case management, support to establish paternity, and provide consistent financial support and training to develop strong relationships with their children and overcome life barriers. Together, the providers target approximately 110 obligors under this new contract. Services will be provided using a virtual platform during the health pandemic. This suite of programs also supports goal number 4 of the Rise Together Blueprint. And pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 914-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 914-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners, and have a wonderful holiday season.
Thank you too,
You
Vivian.
as well. Happy holidays. All right. Where are we off to now? Let's see.
Sanitary engineer, Commissioner.
Sanitary engineer. Well, there you go. Finally. Ryan, you're up. Stephen?
Resolution number 915-20. Resolution authorizing a final contract modification with Peterson Construction Company to close out the Darbydale Wastewater Treatment Enhancement Project, a decrease of $81,007 for a revised contract amount of $7,485,993.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Go ahead, Brian. Please.
No, go ahead, Stephen.
No, I was just going to introduce myself for the record. Stephen Renner, the Director of the Sanitary Engineering Department, and joining me is Ryan Stowe.
Morning, Commissioners. Ryan Stowe with the Sanitary Engineer. Sanitary Engineer is requesting the authorization of a final contract modification with Peterson Construction Company to officially close out our Darbydale Wastewater Treatment Plant Enhancement Project. The Board of Commissioners contracted with Peterson Construction Company via Resolution 481-17 to provide labor, equipment, and materials for the construction of improvements to increase the capacity of our Darbydale Wastewater Treatment Plant from 300,000 gallons a day to 450,000 gallons per day, and upgrade select pump stations that were tributary to the treatment plant. To date, Peterson Construction Company has completed the project to the immense satisfaction of the sanitary engineer, while coming in $81,007 under budget. At this time, the sanitary engineer wishes to formally close out the project with a final contract modification reflecting the new contract value of $7,567,000. Pending any questions or comments, I request the passage of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 915-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 915-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 916-20. Resolution authorizing the increase in the countywide rate structure for water and sewer services.
Morning, Commissioners. Stephen Renner again. Our water and sewer rates are driven by three main drivers. Water rates from the Columbus Public Utilities, increases in operational maintenance costs and regulatory pressures to upgrade and replace our aging facilities. The City of Columbus Public Utilities plans to increase their 2021 water and sewer services by 2% for water and 3% for sewer services. These rates will be effective January 1st, 2021. Therefore, in order to sustain the cost increases projected to occur with water and sewer services from the City of Columbus, as well as to stabilize our revenue to meet those expenses, we propose to increase our 2021 rate schedule in the same manner as the City of Columbus has increased to us. The average quarterly consumption in the Sanitary District 4, which is by far our largest, as you know, about 95% of our operations, is the average is 17 cubic 100 feet, or which is approximately 12,717 gallons per quarter. Therefore, the increase will be in the following way. An average sewer bill will increase by $2 per month to $205.96 per quarter. The average water bill will increase by $1.06 per month to $162.65 per quarter. For those customers who are both a water and sewer customer, the average water and sewer bill will increase by $3.06 per month to $368.61 per quarter. The rest of my briefing statement provides you with some data as to our typical histogram of the water consumption, again, in sanitary district number 4, the west side, as well as some tables of what the impact of these rates would be. With, we ask your approval of this resolution, Commissioners.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 916-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 916-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 917-20, resolution authorizing a contract agreement between Franklin County Board of Commissioners and the City of Columbus for water sampling and analytical services in the amount of $22,500.
Commissioners, Stephen Renner again, just wanted this resolution, as per our resolutions in the past of 815-16 and others, you have approved a lab services agreement with the City of Columbus. This provides our department a great help. They reduce costs. They provide deeper analysis of water quality when we need it, especially as you are aware that we have periodic review times scheduled by the EPA to analyze both copper and lead in various water areas. The City of Columbus they have a lab that is well equipped to handle these, and again, at reduced cost. And in many cases, they go and get the samples on our behalf, which is a logistical improvement to our operations. The current contract before you is a contract for 3 years with a price not to exceed $22,500. If there are no questions, I humbly ask for your approval of this contract.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 917-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 917-20 has been adopted.
Commissioners, thank you very much.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thanks,
Ryan.
Stephen.
Happy holidays. Community partnerships.
Resolution number 918-20, resolution authorizing a COVID-19 response grant with the Childhood League Center in the amount of $92,520.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dana McCrary, Administrator of Community Partnerships. This proposed resolution would provide COVID relief funding to the Childhood League Center, and they have been in operation for more than 75 years, serving children in Franklin County from birth all the way up through preschool, age 6, children who have developmental special needs. So this funding would allow them to recoup revenue that they lost due to fundraisers that they were not able to have because of the pandemic. And it will also allow them to recoup unanticipated business expenses that they incurred in order to provide a safe environment for the children and staff as they continue to offer childcare and preschool services that their families need very much. So pending any questions, I would respectfully request the approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 918-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 918-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dana. Happy holidays.
Happy
Same
holidays.
to you. Same to you. Thank you.
Public facilities management.
Resolution number 919-20, resolution authorizing a modification to the contract agreement with Osborne Engineering to provide additional enhanced commissioning and support services associated with the planning, design, and construction of the Franklin County Correction Center Continuation Phase 2A at an increase in the amount of the contract not to exceed $174,421 for a revised contract amount of $590,306.
Good morning, Commissioners, and happy holidays. Darla Reardon, Director, Public Facilities Management. Osborne Engineering was selected through a qualifications-based process in 2017 to provide enhanced commissioning and support services associated with construction of the new Franklin County Corrections Center. Approval of this contract modification allows for the delivery of enhanced commissioning services for the continuation phase of the Franklin County Correction Center project. This contract modification is essential for ensuring continuity of project knowledge into the continuation phase, and commissioning services includes testing such as to verify critical systems are properly installed and operating as designed. Pending any questions, we request your approval of this action.
There are no comments or questions. Move for adoption of 919-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 919-20 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 920-20, resolution authorizing a first amendment to the lease agreement between NMRD Limited and the county for additional space to benefit the site housing, the operations of the Franklin County Board of Elections, and the Franklin County Purchasing Department's print shop.
Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Long, Deputy Administrator. The next three resolutions involve property at Morse Plaza. As you know, the county owns the property that houses the Board of Elections and the county's purchasing print shop. Last year, the county entered into a lease agreement when additional space became available in the plaza, and additional space has become available adjacent to that initially leased property. Pending any questions, this resolution would authorize the county administrator to enter into a first amendment with that existing lease agreement for the acquisition of that additional property.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 920-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 920-20 has been adopted. 921-20, resolution authorizing a lease agreement between NMRD3 Limited and the county for additional space at Morse Plaza.
Commissioners, in a different part of the Morse Plaza, there is additional space that has been become available for rental as well. That would support the Board of Elections and other potential county needs. The accompanying term sheet would authorize the structure on a lease agreement and allow the county administrator to enter into such a lease. Pending any questions, would recommend approval of this resolution.
Yep. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 921-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 921-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 922-20, resolution authorizing the county administrator to execute documents in regard to the Morse Plaza Condominium Association.
Commissioners, the final resolution before you is in regard to the property that is owned by the county, and that county property is a unit that is part of the Morse Plaza Condominium Association. From time to time, there are Morse Plaza Condominium Association documents necessary to be executed and reviewed. This resolution would authorize the county administrator to both review and execute those documents. Pending any questions, would recommend your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 922-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 922-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Hopefully those are, just the beginning of more acquisitions.
Correct.
So, all right. Thank you. Happy holidays to you and Darla. Human Resources.
Sorry, Commissioner, just one moment. I'm sorry. Jody, are you still on?
I am.
There we go. Sorry, I couldn't find you. Resolution number 923-20, resolution authorizing renewal with Sun Life for specific excess risk stop loss insurance for Franklin County Cooperative Health Improvement Program in the amount of $1,050,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jody Lees, Assistant Director of HR over Benefits and Wellness. Joining me today is Chip Noob from CBiz Insurance Services. CBiz assists us in procurement of this contract. As Dean stated, this resolution approves a renewal of the stop loss contract with our incumbent Sun Life for the 2021 plan year, as well as authorizes County Administrator Ken Wilson to sign renewal documents on behalf of the board. Our relationship with Sun Life began in 2018. They've been a good partner and have provided very competitive contracts and proposals. This renewal represents a 10% decrease in our stop loss rates, which represents about $115,000 annual savings for the program year 2021. The renewal maintains the current level of coverage, requires no lasers, and offers a 50% cap on 2022 renewal rates. And it also includes an experience refund rating provision, which allows the plan to earn a premium refund for positive claims experience. So pending any questions of Chip and I respectfully request approval of this resolution.
All right, if there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 923-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 923-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank
you, guys. Happy holidays.
Same
Happy
to you.
holidays.
And to the purchasing department.
Resolution number 924-20. Resolution authorizing a contract with City of Perry Incorporated and Leo Myers Uniforms Incorporated for staff uniforms for various county agencies in the amount of $70,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry Ballonier, Director of Purchasing. This resolution requests your approval of 2 contracts for the provision of staff uniforms. The Purchasing Department issued an ITB on November 16th and notified 25 vendors of the opportunity, 4 of which were SEBEs. We received 2 responsive bids, one from Leo Myers Uniforms and one from City Apparel. City Apparel is an SEBE, DBE, WBE, and EDGE certified supplier. Contracts for both vendors would be for 1 year with the option to extend for 4 additional 1-year periods. Using agencies will open POs to encumber funds as needed, and the total cost for the initial term is estimated at an amount not to exceed $70,000 between both vendors. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 924-20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 924-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thanks, Megan. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you as well.
All right. All right. So, Dean, do we have a journalization today?
We do, Commissioner, just one. And before I read it, I just want to very briefly thank you for your leadership this last year. You've made my job easier these days. So,
well, I don't know how that happened, but
Yeah, I was about to say, man, I don't buy that for one bit.
not sure how that happened. I don't even make being a member of my own family easier. I'm not sure how I made that.
and now I know I don't pay compliments. So, nonetheless.
Yeah. Look, no one's buying that one, Dean. Yeah, no one's buying that one. That's not going to fly, man.
We were down to 37 participants. I thought I could get away with it. Anyway.
Yeah, we had like 150 earlier, but as soon as I say you're welcome to stick around for the rest of the meeting, but you don't have to, all the high school kids immediately blip, 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 immediately drop off.
Just one journalization, Commissioners.
Thank you, sir.
From the Economic Development Planning Department, case number ANX-30-20, an expedited type 2 annexation petition, ANX-30-20, was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on December 4th, 2020. The petition is requesting to annex 5.928 acres, more or less, from Truro Township to the city of Reynoldsburg. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on January 4th. There's a Scribner's there. It is January 5th, 2021. Site 1160 Wagoner Road, PID number 263-000984. 1180 Wagoner Road, PID number 263-000264. And lastly, 1200 Wagoner Road, PID number 263-002416. And that is it, Commissioner.
Great. All right. Well, that concludes our business for today and actually concludes our business for 2020. Other than
Made it.
Yeah, we made it exactly. Other than we will have continued COVID-19 calls tomorrow and then Monday and Wednesday for the remainder of the year, and any other business that may come up, but we don't have any official business because we won't be voting on any more resolutions throughout the course of the rest of the year. So that finishes our business. Is Earl Hopkins still on the line? Earl, do you have, or is any other member of the media other than Earl? I guess we'll start with Earl, but Earl, do you have any questions for us?
Good morning, Commissioner. So no questions for you right now. I'm gonna just work to get the county budget story, through to my editors. But if anything comes up, I'll be sure to contact Tyler or Jody. So it should be good right now, though.
That's great. I know earlier NBC4 was on. Is anybody else from the media on that would like to ask us questions? They must have dropped off. Okay. All right. Well, everybody have a great holiday season. I'm sure that we'll be talking to most of you. I still see NBC4 on there. They're just muted. But I'm sure that we will be talking to most of you throughout the holiday season. Like I said, we still do have our Monday and Wednesday COVID calls throughout the remainder of the year. But if anybody needs anything, obviously folks know how to get a hold of everybody. So if we don't talk to you, have a great holiday season, remainder of your holiday season. So take care, everybody. Stay safe.
Thank you. You too. Happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.